Class 9 Chemistry Chapter 4. Good morning, students. Students, in our last meeting I told you regarding the duplet rule, regarding the octet rule, and how to fill the number of electrons in the shell, that is according to the 2n square, where n is the shell number. There we have also learned that why do certain elements they react and why other elements they don't react. The elements which don't react, they are simply called the noble gases or noble elements. Here we have also seen that when the elements react together, they become a single species and they are holded by a bond called the chemical bond. Now let us see today what are isotopes. So isotopes may be defined as atoms of same element having the same atomic number but different mass number. So here are certain examples, students. You can see over there that hydrogen, it is having 3 isotopes. What are these one? H11, H12 and H13. So the downside number or the subscript, it is atomic number, and the above side number, that is superscript, it is atomic mass. So isotopes are those species which are having the same atomic number. So everywhere you can see whatever the number of examples have been given over there, the downside number, that is subscript, it is same, but the atomic masses, they are different. So here you can see hydrogen or carbon, chlorine 17, it is same. Downside number will be same, but the upside number will be different. Downside number is same, but upside number is different. So I can say that this species and this species, they both are isotopes of each other. This and this, both are isotopes of each other. This and this, they all are isotopes of each other. This and this, they all are isotopes of each other, or they are isotopes of carbon, I can simply say. Now this isotope is called protium, this isotope is called deuterium, and this isotope of hydrogen is called tritium. And this is the orbital diagram for protium, deuterium and tritium. Now students, you can see the difference here. Since the atomic number is 1, that means number of electrons or the number of protons, they are same in all the species, but it is because of the difference in the number of neutrons. Here no neutron is there, here 1 neutron is there, and here 2 neutrons are there. Okay, and because of the presence of extra neutrons, you can say the masses are different. Now students, one question arises that whenever we learned about hydrogen, whenever we talk about carbon, whenever we are talking about oxygen, why we do learn about this 8 and 16 isotope but not for this 8 and 18 isotope? Why for the carbon we are not interested in carbon 13 and carbon 14, but we are more interested, we are learning that carbon is having 6 atomic number, 12 atomic mass, but we don't say carbon is having 13 atomic mass or 14 atomic mass. Why don't we learn about these two isotopes generally, but we are more concentrated over this isotope, that is hydrogen 11? The students' reason is that in nature, since all the isotopes are present, but these isotopes, they are found in less amount, and this is somewhat, it is found, I guess 99% of the time the hydrogen is present in this form. Okay, and very few percentage, means less than 1%, they are found in this form and this form. So that's why we don't talk about this. Same is the case with the carbon, it is found in somewhat more amount than this one and this one. Okay, now you can see the structure of isotopes of carbon atoms. Same is the case. 6 atomic number means 6 electrons should be there, total 6 electrons. Here 6 atomic number, 6 electrons. Here 6 atomic number means 6 electrons, or you can say in the other way around also, that is 6 protons and 6 protons. The difference in case of isotopes is that because of the different number of neutrons. Okay, Then for chlorine also 17, 17 means 17 electrons should be there, 17 protons should be there, 17 electrons should be there and 17 protons should be there. But the difference is in the number of the neutrons. Here you know it is 18 and here you know it is 20. So that's why one side it was 35 because of the presence of protons and neutrons, means if you add this 18 and 17 it will become 35. Here if you add 20 and 17 it will become 27. So you can say that in isotopes the main difference lies in the number of the neutrons. The number of protons and number of electrons in all the isotopes, they are same. Now the properties of isotopes. Now isotopes have similar chemical properties. Now why they do have similar chemical properties? The reason is that, you know, whenever we talk about chemical properties means chemical reactions. So all the isotopes, they will have same sort of chemical reaction or similar chemical reaction. Why it is so? Now students, this is because, you know, generally in a chemical reaction the outermost shell electrons or the valence electrons, they do take part. Okay, generally the inner ones they don't take the part in the reaction, but the outer ones. So you can see in the isotopes the valency is same. For example, here you can see the valency means it is the number of how much electrons is required to complete the octet. So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 electrons are there, but the valency is 1. Here also the valency is 1, although they both are two isotopes of chlorine. Okay, but because their valency is same, that's why they will show the same sort of chemical reaction. But isotopes differ in few physical properties such as density, boiling point, etc. So you know, because of the density. So why? Because their masses are different. So this is a data given for the boiling point of protium and deuterium. So for protium the boiling point is 20.38 Kelvin, and that for deuterium it is 23.5 Kelvin. Okay. So thus the higher the mass of the isotope of an element, the higher is the boiling point. Now students, some isotopes they are generally radioactive. For example, tritium. It is a hydrogen isotope. Carbon 14 means a carbon atom whose atomic mass is 14. They are generally radioactive. Now what is the meaning of this radioactive? Radioactive means the elements or the substances, it is generally the elements from whose nucleus certain sorts of radiations are coming out. Okay, so such materials whose nucleus are continuously radiating certain type of radiations, they are called radioactive materials. So tritium, the nucleus of tritium will be giving out radiations. The nucleus of carbon 14 will be giving out radiations. That's why they are called as radioactive substances or radioactive elements. So carbon 14 and tritium are known as radioisotopes. So it has been written over here, the spontaneous decay of unstable radioisotopes is known as radioactivity. The spontaneous decay of unstable radioisotopes. So basically because of extra, what you can say, neutrons, excess of neutrons, the nucleus become unstable and it emits the energy in the form of radiations. Now there are some applications or uses of isotopes given over there, like isotope of cobalt 6027 is used in radiotherapy for treating cancer and other diseases. Then C146 is used for determining the age of historical and geological materials. So generally this is called carbon dating also. So in carbon dating, this second point, in carbon dating, whatever the artifacts we are getting from our certain places, historical places, so how to just determine the age of that place or that artifact, we generally go for the C146 dating. Okay, so it is a method where C146 is seen, how much of that C146 is left in that item, in that artifact, and by calculating that we can we can just calculate the age of that artifact. Then isotope of uranium U-3592 is used as a fuel in nuclear reactors. Then isotope of iodine I-3153 is used in the treatment of goiter. You know what goiter is, so I'm not discussing over here. Then radioactive isotopes are used in industry to detect the leakage in underground oil pipelines, gas pipelines and water pipes. Now let us see what are isobars. They are atoms of different elements with the same mass number but different atomic number. It means this time the mass number is written upside and that mass number will be same but atomic number will be different. So I can say that argon is isobaric to this calcium, or they both are isobars of each other. Here also chromium and iron it is. So 54 means their atomic masses are same but their atomic numbers are different. So I can say that this chromium and this iron, they are isobars of each other. Okay. Now students, there is a small topic in this bracket given, fractional atomic masses. You see, whenever we talk about the chlorine's atomic mass, it is coming out to be 35.5, and by logic it should not be there. What is the reason? The reason is that generally atomic masses are the number of protons plus number of neutrons, and number of protons and neutrons, it will be a whole positive integer, but here you can see that it is a decimal point is coming 30. This is a decimal number 35.5 it is coming. So how come the protons and neutrons can become this decimal number? Now it is because the chlorine this 3517, it is found in the nature in what concentration? 75%, and this chlorine 1737 is found in the nature in 25%. Okay, so this time I cannot neglect this figure because this is 25%. So in my calculation of chlorine's atomic mass, this figure will also be there. You see, what I told you regarding the hydrogen. Generally we say for hydrogen 1,1 only, but not for hydrogen 1,2 or 1,3. The reason was that I told you that 99% of the hydrogen is found in the form of H11, but here the chlorine 75 and this chlorine 25. So this number cannot be neglected in comparison to this 75 number. So that's why we have taken the calculation, and the formula to find out the average atomic mass is this one. That is 1 of the atomic mass multiplied by its existence, means it is found in the 3:1. So that's 75 and 25 ratio is 3:1. So 35 into 3 and 25 into 1. Sorry, 27 into 1. 37 into 1. So, and divided by how many parts are there? 3 plus 1, 4 parts. So divided by 4, that is coming out to be 35.5. So this is the reason that some of the elements you will find to be in the atomic mass will be in the decimal number. So students, this is all for today. Goodbye.